Hello, this is our plan for a whole school approach to promoting wellbeing. This will be done by becoming a health promoting school. According to the World Health Organization, health promoting schools aim to constantly strengthen their capacity to be a healthy setting for living, learning, and working. This plan will be implemented over 3 years and focus on building personal and social capabilities. Areas addressed in the presentation are curriculum, teaching and learning, school organisation, ethos and environment, and partnerships and services in the community. So, why are we focusing on social personal capabilities? This is because they help to improve students' understanding of themselves, relationship building skills, ability to make responsible decisions, emotional regulation, and empathy. These skills are important because they will help students not only within the classroom but in their lives outside of school, including at home and in their social lives. These skills can be brought over into their adult lives. So, why are health promoting schools beneficial? Health promoting schools engage the whole school community in efforts to make the school a healthier place. This is done by influencing beliefs, skills, attitudes, and values. Health promoting schools also aim to improve the health of all school personnel. This includes not only students but staff and the greater community. Some benefits of a health promoting school include influencing health related behaviours and helping students make healthier decisions. This can be done through campaigns such as healthy eating and increasing exercise, and the curriculum content taught in classes including HBE. According to Dimitrovich and Ferguson, this can help prevent the leading causes of death, disease, and disability. This is because students understand what to do and what not to do and how to look after themselves. There are also many benefits of a whole school approach to well-being. It can increase student support. This can include resources and access to information, and it also makes things less confusing for the students as they know what is expected of them and where they can find support. It also gives teachers support in the curriculum. They know what to teach and where to find information, and which can help support the teacher's well-being.
Personal and social capability is vital for preparing students for practices such as recognizing and regulating emotions, developing empathy for others, understanding relationships, establishing and building positive relationships, making responsible decisions, working effectively in teams, handling challenging situations constructively, and developing leadership skills. Curriculum teaching and learning is vital within the health promoting schools framework in promoting well-being, and our plan aims to approach personal and social capability as an embedded part of classroom learning that is delivered through explicit direct instruction. We are emphasizing a strong focus on emotional awareness, reflective thinking, and positive peer collaborations, delivered through day-to-day teaching practices as opposed to additional programs. The following slides will break down how these capabilities are to be implemented and reinforced. This plan seeks to emphasize the importance of using the established curriculum as the mechanism through which personal and social capabilities are intentionally developed, with a specific focus on emotional literacy. By identifying where these capabilities are within the English curriculum, we aim to formulate a comprehensive plan that ensures that English classes across the whole school are intentionally embedding the development of personal and social capabilities into lessons. On the right, I have designed a table that identifies specific aspects relating to the development of personal and social capability within the three strands of the English curriculum and how they relate to learning emotional literacy. Within literature, we have examining and responding, which facilitates students in identifying and classifying emotions. In literature, this skill can be transferable to identifying and expressing their own emotions. Under language, students express and develop ideas and practice language designed for interaction, thus allowing for the ability to later in life adequately articulate emotions to other people. Finally, we have literacy, Within literacy, students apply skills like interpreting, analyzing, and evaluation of characters, plots, ideas, and information. This promotes emotional literacy through curriculum as it enables students to transfer what they have read or analyzed to their own lives, and therefore allowing them to be better at formulating solutions. As part of our commitment to developing personal and social capability through the curriculum, we would like to implement a whole school program designed to facilitate reflective thinking, mindfulness, and well-being. This program would be run through the Health and Physical Education Department and adheres closely to the established curriculum. The proposal is for a classroom activity that takes place at the beginning of each health class. It runs for 5 to 10 minutes and involves each student completing a guided/prompted journal entry or task. Each prompt or task is designed to promote reflective thinking, personal well-being, or mindfulness. The timeframe of the program would be the entirety of the school year, and it would progress through each year as students go from years 7 to 10. It's designed this way so that when students enter year 11, the practice of journaling has been ingrained and can be continued independently. The wellness benefits of journaling are that they help to manage stress and anxiety, they boost self-esteem and mindfulness, and allow children to develop a reflection and personal growth. Additionally, journaling provides a creative outlet which can help students to develop in their social and personal capabilities. Improving the social learning of students improves academic performance, and we can make this an ingrained whole school approach by encouraging our teachers to approach collaborative learning as a skill that must be explicitly taught and directly modeled. By engaging with strategies that promote supportive relationships and opportunities to participate, collaborative learning and group activities will become a fundamental part of classroom infrastructure under this wellbeing plan. Teachers will be encouraged to pursue effective strategies for collaborative work, such as rotating students through groups to foster inclusion, diversity, social skills, and empathy, as well as making time for debriefs after completing an activity, establishing group agreements, and utilizing group activities to protect participants from the pressure of choosing or being chosen. Additionally, we would be encouraging self-assessments and peer assessments throughout.
School organisation, ethos, and environment play a crucial role in the success of a health promoting school. It encourages and shapes students' behaviour, helps structure their values, influences their relationship, and outlines their personal and social development. Throughout high school, we're aware that students are obviously transitioning throughout adolescence, so having these established school values, structures, environment has a strong influence on the students' well-being and sense of belonging. In the sense of building a personal and social capabilities, forming an organisation, ethos, and environment that allows the students to flourish and strengthen their social self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and social management. This can be done by the points that I will be covering on the further slides. School organisation. So, establishing an effective school organisation provides consistent, reliable, and opportunities for students to practice personal and social skills within a safe space. The school's foundation plays a crucial role in developing students' success regarding their development of their academics, physical health, and emotional health. This can be done by things such as having clear and consistent behaviour expectations, so allowing the teachers to implement and focus on resolving the issue rather than degrading or belittling a student for their behaviour. So ensuring the student-teacher relationship stays positive and healthy is really important. Obviously, also promotes a proactive and preventative outlook within the classroom. It can also be done by things such as promoting a student voice and leadership opportunities, such as councils or peer mentoring, having wellbeing ambassadors and such like that. So this allows the students to have a voice within the school. So promoting students to develop their communication and ultimately develop their self and social awareness alongside their self and social management. Having a well-structured well-being ideology that's obviously embedded within our school's leaders. So our school leaders are obviously the faces of our school, so it's really important that they are aware and they are promoting the importance of well-being and what that looks like and sounds like for our school. So this could include the importance of building and developing the students' personal and social capabilities. A school's ethos is the stepping stones for what the school is promoting. It is the shared values, beliefs, and attitude that underlines what the school is all about. So, having a positive ethos is really essential for the development of our students' personal and social capabilities. Our school ethos is respect, student voice and connection, and growth. So, I'll start by talking about respect. It strives for that obviously overall bond and connection between all cultures, genders, and abilities. So, treating everyone equally, using inclusive language with absolutely zero tolerance for any bullying. So in practice, it's obviously going to look like establishing anti-bullying campaigns or programs and focusing on that restorative conversations. So celebrating various cultures, events, and promoting different activities, conversations, and areas that align with the diversity of our school. The impact on the students' well-being is obviously going to include the feeling of a sense of belonging, safety, accepted for who they are, really developing that social awareness and self-awareness in terms of recognizing the relationships that they're going to build and obviously appreciating their own personal qualities as well. Student voice and connection. As I said earlier, obviously promoting a student's voice is an approach and option for the students to have a say in the school. So, giving leadership opportunities, contributing to the school's decisions, and expressing their opinions and beliefs in how they can improve the school's teachings, the social aspect, the sport, musical, all areas across the school, how they can, or what they believe can help them. Finally, growth. Obviously, encouraging students to develop in their own way, academically, physically, and emotionally, both within the classroom, but then also outside the classroom as well. So, giving them that safety net to make mistakes, and expressing how important it is to make mistakes, and how we can use that to then learn from it. So, promoting that growth mindset. So, using positive oriented language such as you tried something different this time. Well, maybe let's have a look how that's paid off. So promoting that option and idea that mistakes are okay to make and we want to grow from these. So promoting growth in our school is obviously going to have a really positive impact on the students' personal and social capabilities, specifically their self-awareness and self-management. So giving the students a chance to develop their reflective practice and obviously also promoting goal setting. So giving them something to work towards. School environment. An overview. So a school's environment directly affects the students' well-being and social interactions on a day-to-day basis. So ensuring the students are surrounded within a space that is safe, welcoming and inclusive is a crucial part in developing the students' well-being. To ensure our school environment is safe, allowing the students to feel physically secure, supporting their well-being and self-awareness, self-management and social awareness and social management. This can be done by ensuring our classroom outdoor areas are clean, free from any hazards and well maintained, creating that safe environment for the students to socialise and learn. Making sure our well-being spaces are obviously also clearly indicated by clear signs, allowing the students to access them when they may need it. Incorporating a welcoming environment. This can be done by developing shared spaces that promote positive social interactions. For example, having social events at recess and lunch like board games, sports competitions, and even musical performances. Across the school and classroom, displaying the students' work and achievements. This welcoming environment can encourage connection, comfort, and engagement, allowing the students to feel valued and connected within the school and its community, developing their sense of belonging. Incorporating an inclusive environment. So the feeling of inclusivity doesn't just relate to within the classroom, it is a crucial part of creating a diverse school environment. Physically ensuring the school's facilities are accessible for everyone, such as ramps, lifts, accessible toilets, and so on. And then also within the classroom, having the flexibility to adapt to various learning styles that some students may need to learn. Throughout the school, displaying various cultures and communities to ensure the feeling of inclusivity is also very important.
Partnerships and services. School-based services strengthen students' connection with the wider community, supporting social development, including social awareness and social management, and successfully integrates them into society. Partnerships with families and community services create an open support network that addresses students' emotional and social needs. Providing services within the school environment increases equitable access to support for students who may not have the access at home. So, for students' parents who can't afford it or do not value these services. In reach services, such as our counsellors and cultural programs, reduce barriers to access and normalise help seeking to create a safer environment. So, it takes that stigma away. External partnerships like Headspace and Helping Minds complement our school-based supports by providing specialist expertise to promote student well-being. Some outreach services that we will create partners with will be Headspace. Headspace is a very good service for students, especially high school students, as it provides youth-focused mental health services. It is accessible online, in person, and has a 24/7 option. So it's just a really good support services for students to know and have sort of a relationship with. They have apprehensive incursions and workshops where they can come into our school, specifically designed for school-age students, and it helps supports development of their self-awareness as well as social management, directly relating to our personal and social capabilities. We also have Yoga Migos, which delivers tailored wellbeing programs for high school students. Some wellness activities include yoga, mindfulness, Pilates, strength and fitness, and martial arts. Now, these activities that they have can be implemented into our school and monitored to see what works best for our students and what our students get most out of, and that's how we can implement these services a bit more. Mindfulness-based intervention in youth has shown a reduction in behavioural problems and stress and improvements in ability to manage their anger, well-being, and sense of belonging. So lots of great outcomes from these mindfulness programs. We've also got Helping Minds, which is another awesome program that we would love to implement. It provides mental health education programs in schools. And it's also for students whose family members are having mental health challenges. So it builds emotional understanding. It helps seeking strategies, which supports our general and social capabilities. Some in-reach services that we will provide in our school will be a school counsellor. Now, they will offer emotional support as well as active listening and be a safe space for students to come to regulate their own emotions. They can also support referrals to external services if there are wellbeing concerns for that individual. Clontarf Academy is a awesome program for Indigenous boys. It is designed to support students to stay in school, to improve their well-being and their readiness for employment post-school. It embeds cultural knowledge and practices into the school context to create a more meaningful learning experience for those students. A study was done that Clontarf support had improved communication skills, sense of belonging, and self-confidence, highlighting the development of social skills and self-awareness capabilities. Deadly Sister Girls is a 100% Indigenous-led program for Indigenous girls, specifically their education, health, and well-being. It strengthens students' identity, diversity, and respect, which leads to students feeling more accepted and valued, creating more beneficial well-being. It is 100% necessary to have partnerships with the parents and caregivers of our students. Collaborations with families is essential for student well-being. Strong partnerships effectively support and empower positive parent engagement. How do we do this? We need to communicate effectively with families to build positive, trusting relationships. We need to engage with the family needs to support their students' academic, social, and emotional demands. It is vital that we have school boards so that we get the parent and caregivers' opinions, as well as parent teacher interviews so that we can work with the individual parent, as well as just gaining that relationship with parents.
The aim for our first year of implementation is to set a foundation for personal and social capabilities through creating a welcoming, safe, and inclusive environment within the school. This will involve developing a strong organisation, ethos, and environment that promotes the development of personal and social capabilities. The main goals for the first year are to have clear wellbeing policies and structures that deeply align with the development of students' personal and social capabilities. We'll follow a positive ethos that encourages the development of the student. In doing this, we can establish a safe, welcoming, and inclusive environment that leaves a lasting impression on the school's community. Our plan involves teaching the importance of well-being and allowing students to express themselves by prioritizing and promoting their voices. We teach and we demonstrate what our ethos is all about within our classrooms and how that can relate to our real-life situations. By doing this, we build a physical environment that promotes a well-being and development of personal social capabilities. Overall, the first year of implementation focuses on laying a groundwork for positive school culture that relates to developing the students' personal and social capabilities. We establish strong organizational structures and foster a positive ethos that creates a physical environment that welcomes and builds a strong foundation for long-term well-being and student success. The second year of our implementation will be focusing on consolidating and establishing common practices so that personal and social capability become an ingrained part of whole school teaching and learning. This will be building directly off of the foundations that were laid in the first year, like safe and organized environments within classrooms. Using this jumping off point, we'll be kickstarting the inclusion of emotional literacy across the English programs. We'll roll out the reflective journaling program throughout the health and physical education classes and begin preliminary work to specifically engage with social and personal capabilities in other subject areas. Our comprehensive plan to achieve these goals includes forming a committee within the English department who will hold collaborative meetings that scaffold the inclusion of emotional literacy into the curriculum. These collaborative groups will hold midterm reviews to assess the efficacy of the implementation. Guided workshops for the health and PE staff will be run that teach the fundamentals of journaling and offer inspiration for specific prompts or tasks. Finally, we'll be engaging with open forums with students on the programs being implemented, so their opinions on them are factored in and their voices prioritized. This specifically builds off the foundations from the first year, which prioritize student voice. Overall, Year 2 focuses on embedding established practices into the curriculum, as well as ensuring that a collaborative approach is taken both in class and amongst staff. It's in this year that we are aiming to implement the strategies that are fundamental to raising student self-awareness, reflective practice, and social capability. In the third year of our implementation, we are embedding effective partnerships and services within the school, which ensure long-term improvements in student wellbeing and general capabilities. Our goals are to establish external partnerships that are introduced in Year 3 to ensure that school-wide wellbeing structures, staff capacity, and student readiness are firmly established, allowing partnerships to be implemented effectively and sustainably. We will gather engagement data and feedback on preferred mindfulness activities and wellbeing services to be introduced. Our plan to achieve those goals involves conducting and analyzing student surveys to identify mindfulness activities and services. We will use reviews of social and emotional curriculums to adjust and meet students' evolving needs. Additionally, we'll be implementing targeted partnerships and services that align with student voice and that monitor school ethos to ensure its school practices, services, and policies align with wellbeing goals. This will strengthen community collaboration to support wellbeing in school. Finally, we will evaluate impact by using student feedback, engagement, data, and wellbeing outcomes across the school.
In conclusion, health promoting schools aim to strengthen their capacity to be a healthy setting for living, learning, and working. Personal and social capability provides a foundation for students to understand themselves and others and navigate their relationships, lives, work, and learning. This plan to build personal and social capabilities across the whole school will take place over 3 years and focus on curriculum content, school organisation, ethos and environment, and partnerships and services within the community.